Hello, Taurus, and welcome to Sincere Tarot, where you get the raw, honest truth. This is your mid-June tarot check-in, and your theme is the Fool, purity, a free spirit, being like a child, maybe taking a risk and fresh new start. So that seems like a pretty good theme. Let's see what else is going on for you this month and what you need to know about for mid-June. And if you haven't subscribed already, please do so. Thanks. All right, let's see what you need to know. Oh, interesting. We got the Fool again. Oh my gosh, lots of major arcana cards. So I feel like it's going to be a bit more activity than usual, at least internally, for this month. So we've got, it seems like you've already in the past taken some sort of a risk, which is leading up into your situation where you are coming up as the Strength card. So that's amazing that you've taken a risk, you've tackled the beast, or you've tackled something that's given you a lot of inner strength. This decision has likely taken a lot of courage, and you're still following through with it, I feel like, with courage. I feel like this decision has something to do with a creative project. Maybe it could be anything from, reaching out to someone who can potentially help you with something. I feel like that's for a little bit, but what you need to know about is coming up as the Knight of Wands. So that's being in the midst of a creative project. It can also, wands are very, they're fire energy. So they're not just creativity. Well, they're also, can potentially be sexuality, but let's just talk about it like it's a creative project, but that could be valid for some of you. I feel like maybe you have contacted someone, or there's someone potentially helping you. Maybe that's the risk that you took, reaching out to someone who is high up in some sort of organization, or some sort of a master or mentor, or someone who can make things happen. But it's allowing you to move forward with a creative project, likely related to how you're going to make your income, because, and this actually might have something to do with a business partnership. And it might not be necessarily a business partnership. It could be, not with someone it could be with someone that you don't know that you reached out to, but it could also be maybe you have an actual romantic partner and you've decided to work with them with your creative project. And yes, that's taking a risk, and it could be with a friend or something like that. Because the outcome is the Lovers. So, I feel like for most of you, this is going to be something to do with business, because I don't see any cups, okay? I see more things to do with creative projects and money and work, right? But I feel like that you're in the middle of what the outcome is going to be, a really solid partnership where you're able to do a lot more. So this could also be, maybe you've hired someone to help, do some sort of aspect of this project, and it's giving you a lot more time, and it's also going to allow you to make more money. Both of you are going to come out better off. You're both going to be very happy with this partnership. It looks really strong. I feel like both of you are really direct. I feel like you've got more clout because you're coming up as a Strength card. They're coming up overall as a Knight of Wands. But you both have, so this was probably more like your idea. This came from you rather than the other person, most likely. But yeah, whatever this was, it was a big risk, and I definitely see it paying off in the end for both of you. This is amazing. You're going to be really happy, really inspired more so, and this is going to help you in the future financially. All right, let's get some clarifying cards, and then I'll pull some advice cards, and make sure you stick around into the end where you pick your own destiny cards. Oh, wow. Okay, cool. So I feel like when you made this decision to just take this risk, okay, that was based off of inspiration, right? And intuition, and that's fantastic. That's what's allowed you to get to encompass the Strength card at this moment, because you are being guided, but by your intuition, but you're not being controlled by it. You're working harmoniously together, and that all came from an inspired idea, and that's amazing that you acted on an inspired creative idea. I feel like maybe this was a risk because you have been disappointed by people in the past. People have, and it's not even necessarily business, it could be just people in general, romantic, friendship, family, etc., and work, that people have maybe only, come out at 50%, like they made a half-assed attempt at what they were supposed to do. So it's a risk in that sense, but I feel like you're a lot more grounded. The person that you've picked has overall better business sense, or at least you have enough business sense to be able to know how to work with this person. And I feel like you'll just be, the outcome is a great business partnership, and it's just the start, because you have potential to go way further, to accomplish a lot more. But I do see this working out really well. And for those of you where this is romantic, this is also looking really good as well. And maybe if this is romantic, or more like even a platonic relationship or family relationship, if I'm talking about that person for you, for some of you, I feel like you're being a lot more practical, grounded, reasonable, and probably thinking about things like compatibility, because you can have a lot of affection and attraction towards someone, but you need to have your paths need to be aligned in the same direction. You need to want the same things. You need personalities need to mesh, families need to mesh, all of those things. So I feel like you have a much more grounded approach to this, even though in a sense it was taking a risk based on inspiration. You're still being a lot more practical in the rolling out of this relationship, whether it's business, romantic, friendship. It's looking good, honestly. Let's get some advice cards, and then we'll do destiny cards, okay? So definitely stick around. Okay, so first advice card is the Chariot, and that is saying, pick your end goal and go for it, go for it, go for it. You can do this. Second advice card is the Emperor, and you can be your own boss, you can manage people, you can accomplish everything, you can be in control of this situation, and you can have solid boundaries, you have the experience necessary. If you, we've got the Seven of Cups, so I feel like just be careful, don't make decisions based on emotion, because I feel like because of disappointment in the past, it might cloud your judgment presently. And if you've got any addictive behaviors, whether it's drugs or gambling or just any type of food, anything, any type of addictive behavior, you really need to cut it out, because it's going to cloud your judgment and just make things confusing, and you won't be able to make wise decisions, okay? Same with this person. So just make sure that they are also not have some sort of, clouded vision due to substances or certain behaviors. And last advice card is the Five of Wands. So there is going to be a little bit of conflict, maybe with this person, maybe internally, maybe with the wider group, but you just got to know that it's going to be temporary, and you might just want to kind of walk away at certain points. It might not be worth it, all right? All right, pick a number, 1, 2, or 3, and you are going to pick your own destiny card. So please do comment below if this reading has resonated with you. Have you taken a risk with something recently? I do love reading your comments, the nice ones, by the way. I mean, comments get blocked forever. Just saying. But yeah, I hope you've been having a good month so far. And sorry I'm a little bit late getting this video out, but honestly, all this time on my hands, it's hard for me to manage my time somehow. So, all right, 1, 2, or 3, use your intuition, which I know you're good at doing based on this spread. All right. If you picked 1, interesting. All right. If you picked 1, we have got on the surface the 4 of Cups, beneath the surface the 3 of Cups, abundance, and 7 of Swords is your advice card. So I would definitely say, you have been disappointed in the past with emotional disappointment. So this might be more relationship if you picked 1. Possibly, or if it is work related, it's something that you were really emotionally invested in, but I feel like for most of you it's relationship if you picked 1. But you know what, I feel like because of that disappointment, you're learning to be able to enjoy the little things, having a nice conversation with people that you love and the people that are close to you that you do love. But sometimes, because this isn't the best aspected, this can be drinking too much. So stop drinking too much, stop it. It's not good for you, it's not healthy. And you might be distracting yourself from partying in a certain way. So you might be the one who needs to actually be careful about the addictive behaviors. Whatever's clouding your judgment, you need to cut it out. And I know it's easier said than done, but I still gotta say it. Cut it out. If it's not good, if it's messing up your judgment, cut it out. However you need to do it. It might be something that you're hiding from people. You're just maybe showing them like just a small percentage of, if this is like an addictive behavior or habit, you really do, you be honest with people. I feel like you're deceiving people, you're deceiving yourself. So please take care of yourself, stop drinking too much, okay? And you know, if I'm talking to you, that you need to, okay? If you pick 2. Interesting. If you pick 2, I feel like you have a good family, whether that's, you know, whether you're married with kids or you've got a good core family, you know, with your parents and your family. I feel like they're a good solid foundation. They might be a little bit conservative, but that's a good thing because that's how you maintain family traditions, things like that, and you're content, you're happy, community, things like that. But I feel like you want something more. It's not just about security. It's not just about survival. You want to live a life that's emotionally fulfilling. So you really need to reflect deeply about where you see your life in the future. And it needs to be emotionally fulfilling, because if it's not, then it won't work out in the end, okay? If you pick 3. Oh, interesting. All right, if you pick 3, we've got the Ace of Cups on the surface, the Knight of Swords beneath the surface, and the 5 of Swords is your advice card, okay? So I feel like, okay, this, I feel like you maybe have an emotionally inspired idea, and then when you get emotionally excited about something, you really focus on it, and you're just driven. This could also be the other person as well. And the thing is, your advice, the 5 of Swords as an advice card, is just because you think it's a good idea, which it most likely is, doesn't mean that you need to fight to the death to convince everyone else around you that it's a good idea or that it's the right way to go. Sometimes you just need to put down your sword and walk away, but sometimes this can also mean that maybe you should stand up for what you believe in. So you just need to pick and you know, fight a cause. Like if people are talking in a certain way and you're like, that's not right, it's important to speak up. So this is either, you know, speak your truth, even if it's going to create a bit of conflict and discomfort and disagreement. But it could also mean that stop trying to convince everyone that it's your way or the highway, or just because you feel good about something and you just so happen to like something, that everyone else needs to think about it the same way, right? So whatever is the opposite of what you're doing now is probably what you need to do. All right, if you would like a private reading, send me an email or check out my website. That's in the description below. You can also follow me on social media. I do monthly, mid-monthly videos, so definitely subscribe, hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. And if you're still here, secret bonus card. All right, 1 extra bonus card. Strength. So this is also representing you. Just keep moving forward, keep persevering. You will win. You will accomplish whatever it is you need to accomplish. Keep following your intuition. You are going in the right direction, even if it's difficult sometimes. It's worth it, and it will be worth it in the end. I definitely see you succeeding in this partnership. All right, have a great month. Bye.